Linda McMahon, President Trump's pick to lead the U.S. Department of Education, was confirmed by the Senate yesterday. Trump has said he wants McMahon to, quote, put herself out of a job. Our next guest is paying close attention to the administration's plan. Marisol Garcia is president of the Arizona Education Association. That's a labor union representing more than 20,000 teachers, librarians, counselors, and others. Thank you for coming in. So what was your reaction to Linda McMahon, now that I can say her name without stumbling over her confirmation?
Very little surprise. We knew this was going to happen, but a ton of disappointment. Our students deserve so much better than an underqualified person leading the U.S. Department of Education.
Trump has said that he wants that agency to be gone, that he thinks the states should handle that. What would you say to somebody who says, well, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, I think people have a real deep misunderstanding of what the Department of Education does. It has very little influence in curriculum, what's happening in schools. Really, what it offers is three important things. One, research on what's best for kids. So there's a lot of research grants that come out of the U.S. Department of Ed. Two, they actually fund, so they're the pass-through of money from Congress to make sure that students with disabilities, our students that are underserved, our students in poverty, that they receive the extra funding needed to open up opportunities. And then three, they actually are safeguard. So if there are issues happening in schools where students are treated improperly, there are folks that can come in and do an investigation from outside to see how it can help.
Congress created the Department of Education back in 1979. Only Congress has the power to really eliminate it. Congress is Republican majority. Many support President Trump. What do you think will happen?
Well, I'm hopeful that legislators or Congress folks that go back and talk to their communities, that they continue to have town halls, specifically in rural Arizona, in rural cities across the country, to understand that there's an additional amount of money that goes to small school districts to keep them open.
Colleges and universities across the state have been making changes based on orders from the Department of Education, from the Trump administration, eliminating language that relates to diversity, equity, inclusion, eliminating groups, things like that are related to DEI efforts. What are you seeing and hearing when it comes through to K through 12 schools, which is your focus? Yeah,
yesterday we saw 3 school districts get notice that $1 million grants coming from the Federal Department of Education were going to be cut. That money is directly intended to fund teachers. It is a weird time to hear the word equity as a bad word, to use the words of Superintendent Tom Horn. In education, we use equity every single day. I have students that come in with, limited reading skills, students that have excel in math. I have students who love the Civil War and can teach you about the Civil War. I have to diversify my classroom, ensure that there's equity to make sure that each one of those kids' opportunities open up. So equity is built into the system.
So the department has canceled a lot of contracts. Quoting wasteful and ideologically driven spending that's not in the interest of students and taxpayers. I mean, not every federal grant, somebody could argue, not every federal dollar is spent in the most productive, efficient way.
I think that we need to have, if we want to have a conversation about efficiency in government grants, we need to talk to the people who actually use them. They shouldn't come from DC. Those grants should come and talk to the teachers in Osborne or in Gadsden who are just potentially going to lose their job, and ask them where there might be some grants that fiscal efficiency that could happen. The workers should be involved in those conversations, not just somebody from Washington, D.C.
What are you hearing from your members? Because you have such a diverse group of members.
We're living just like every other American. We're afraid of what this means to our homes, to our communities, to our families. How are we going to continue to be exploited in a working conditions that have really expected us to continue to expand our role and continue to get paid less? What will happen with this privatization effort or dismantling Department of Ed is that we will have larger class sizes. We will see programs cut, before and after school programs, sports programs, art programs, all the things that really make our students want to do well and be there and thrive. They will lose that. This will impact all of us.
What sort of guidance are you giving or able to give your members?
The more of us that raise our voices, that show up and talk and tell our stories about how this impacts not just our students, but our own families, we have stories to tell, and our stories are sacred. And schools are the lifeblood of a community. And if the schools are not doing well, the community is struggling. So if we can all rally around our public schools, we're going to see our communities continue to grow and be strong.
What do you see happening in the next few months?
I think it's going to be rough. I think we're going to see a lot of your favorite teachers lose their jobs. We're going to see paraprofessionals who help our special needs students not be able to show up to work. We'll see our cafeterias turn into, swipe a card and get something out of a machine. We're going to lose the lifeblood of the public good of public education that has built this country.
Tough conversation.
Yes.
Marisol Garcia, thank you so much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.